Welcome to Evolving Into Her. I'm Ashley Hope, and this is your weekly check-in to get out of your head, into your body, and back into alignment with the version of you who's already living the vision. So grab your favorite cup of tea, settle in, and let's get into the show. Hey girl, hey, and welcome back to Evolving Into Her. This is your Sunday coffee chat, and I'm your host, Ashley Hope. And before we get into today's episode, I want to wish everyone a happy holiday season. I pray you feel supported. I pray you feel seen. I pray you feel loved. And if the holidays bring up mixed or complicated feelings for you, you're welcome here too. If you are new to the podcast, welcome. I'm really glad you found your way here. Sundays are slower around here. There's less teaching and more checking in, and that feels especially right for today's episode. And before we move on, I want to briefly mention, if you haven't already listened to episode 44, that's the immersive healing experience. I'd highly recommend going back to that one when you have the space and you have the time and the capacity. Someone left a comment on Spotify that really stayed with me, and I want to quote her exactly. And she said, "This is my first time diving into your podcast. I was skeptical or not used to this, but I did it. And the moment you said, 'Friend, you are safe,' I bawled in tears. Thank you." And that meant a lot to me because that episode was created with so much intention. It's trauma informed. It's grounded in nervous system regulation, somatic awareness, breath work. You're going to have some affirmations in there. There's blessings that you can carry forward. There's also a moment toward the end where you're invited to release what you're ready to let go of and choose what you want to carry forward instead. It is a beautiful healing experience. So if you have about, I'd say 20 to 25 minutes to just sit with yourself, journal, move through the healing experience slowly, it can really be a supportive way to close out the year and not carry unnecessary weight into what's next. Pack light into your next season. And before we continue, I just want to say that this podcast has grown so much. And that's because of your support, your listens, your ratings, your reviews, your comments on Spotify. All of that helps the show reach women who might need this kind of space, who might need these kinds of conversations, who need to feel seen, who need to feel heard. If this podcast has supported you and you haven't rated it yet, I'd greatly appreciate you taking a moment to do that. And so now into what I wanted to share this week, where I've been, where my head has been, where my heart has been. And initially I was going to take this week off, to be honest. Between the holidays and everything happening in my personal life, rest just felt like the right choice. But as the week went on, I decided to record this message and check in with you instead. And not to teach, not to offer a takeaway, just to share where I'm at right now. Recently, I lost one of my grandmothers, and she transitioned very quickly, and I wasn't able to make it in time to see her or speak to her before she left this earthly realm. And that's been really hard for me. And I've been grieving, plain and simple. And I'm really proud of myself, though, because I've been letting myself feel what comes up instead of pushing it away or trying to move past it quickly. I have been crying. I've been resting. I've been slowing down. I've let myself not be okay. I haven't stayed busy to distract myself. I haven't tried to rush myself into feeling better. I've just been letting the grief move through me in its own way. And some moments I feel calm. I'm at peace with her passing. She lived a long life. We had a good relationship. And still there's sadness. Both are true. And I've been paying attention to my body. I've been moving gently to release some of the heaviness, some of that dense and sticky energy. I've been taking long walks. I've been stretching. And sometimes I've been doing absolutely nothing because that's probably what my body really needed. I've also let people support me, and that's big for me, especially as an eldest daughter. I've let my friends show up for me, my family, my honey. I didn't try to carry everything on my own and be the strong one. And if you're listening to this and you're dealing with grief right now, I want you to know that you are not alone. And grief doesn't only show up when someone passes away. Some of you guys are experiencing grief from losing a relationship or losing a version of yourself, a dream that wasn't realized, or even the way you thought this year would look. And grief can come in waves. Some days feel manageable, other days feel heavier, and none of that means that you're doing something wrong. I tend to treat grief like an old friend, and when she comes knocking on the door, I invite her in and I invite her to sit on the couch with me and pour up a cup of tea and sit with me for a while. And I've learned that that's just a part of the process. I heard a quote recently that really stuck with me that I loved, that I'm going to carry with me, and I hope that it really resonates with you as well. Grief is the price we pay for love. That feels so true. And we know that love doesn't disappear when someone transitions. It changes, but it doesn't go away. So if you need to rest, friend, you can rest. If you need to cry, cry. I'm a huge advocate for crying. It sounds crazy, but I love to cry. It just feels like I'm purging so much just dense energy out of my body. So I allow myself to cry whenever I need to. If you need to move your body, please do. If you need quiet, take it. If you need to just lay in bed for a little while, if you have the space and the capacity and the freedom to just lay in bed, girl, do that, okay? Journal if it helps. Therapy has been supportive for me and I always advocate for it. Let yourself sit with what comes up without trying to rush past it, without trying to bury it, without trying to move on from it, without trying to feel better immediately. Allow yourself to feel all the feels, even the uncomfortable ones. Allow that emotion to move through your body. You know, emotion is just energy in motion. Allow that energy to move through your body. You can hold space for it. You can sit with it for a moment, but then allow it to pass when it wants to pass. And before we close, I want to share two things. First, there will be no episode on Tuesday. Just between the holidays and me giving myself the space I need right now, we'll be back next Sunday with another Sunday coffee chat. And this is the perfect time, especially if you're new here, to go back and listen to previous episodes. There's so much for you to dive into, so many juicy topics we cover here. And I'm so excited for the content and the conversations that we're going to have in 2026. And before I go, I want to take a moment for my grandmother, Mama Joy, my girl. Fly high, rest in heaven. I love you and I know you're still with me. I know your prayers are still going before me and still covering me. Thank you for loving me the way that you did. I'll always carry you with me. And friend, if you are holding your own grief this season, I'm sending you so much love, sending you so much healing energy. And I really mean that. If you know, you know. Be gentle with yourself. Take it one moment at a time, one breath at a time. Enjoy your holiday. Take care of yourself. I will be taking care of me. And I will see you again next Sunday. I am Ashley Hope. And until next time, stay in devotion to your becoming. I'm Ashley Hope, and you've been listening to Evolving Into Her. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for choosing her, for choosing yourself. And until next time, stay in devotion to your becoming.